Let's continue with the receiving process. On arrival, the vehicle details need to be checked against the booking reference and the vehicle allocated to the loading bay or location in the yard. Any vehicle seals need to be checked against the delivery paperwork. Prior to offloading, temperature-controlled vehicles, the temperature history of the vehicle while in transit needs to be checked together with the current temperature of the goods. Once the vehicle has backed onto the appropriate bay or has been positioned for offloading from the sides, the in-handling team should have appropriate labor and equipment on hand to efficiently manage the offloading process. The most common method of unloading palletized vehicles on the loading bay is with a powered pallet truck, hand pallet trucks, or pallet jacks. Some companies utilize counterbalance forklifts. However, the weight of the truck driver and load on potentially weak or damaged containers or trailer floors can be an accident waiting to happen. Unloading times will vary depending on the equipment used and whether the load needs to be staged prior to put away. In order to speed up the process, equipment companies have introduced automatic unloading systems, which means that the 26 pallet trailer can be unloaded within 5 minutes of arriving at the dock. Unloading methods include the use of rollers, trucks, and slip chains, while others use loading plates or giant slip sheets. These tend to be operated in high volume situations between production plants and offsite storage locations. Unloading loose loaded containers has always been a time-consuming operation. This normally requires having at least 2 people unloading within the container and placing the items onto a pallet. A third person is usually waiting for the pallet to be stacked before taking it to the checking area before put away. This is very unproductive as the staff within the container wait for the pallets to be replaced with empty ones while the forklift driver is waiting for the pallet to be built. There is no guarantee that the same product is together with the container. Therefore, more sortation needs to take place on the unloading dock. Here is a picture of the boom conveyor unloading cartons from a container. These can be static or can be moved between loading doors as required. Placing cartons onto a conveyor means that sortation can take place outside the container. There is less bending and twisting involved as the container is at a manageable height and it provides a continuous uninterrupted flow. With the increasing automation, there is a greater emphasis on uniform cartons as robots are now utilized for building pallets, both on intake and for dispatch. In certain operations, robots have replaced the manual unloading of containers. Once the goods are offloaded, you need to decide whether they need to be checked before put away. The ideal case is to move inbound goods directly from the loading bay to the storage area or dispatch area if goods are cross-docked. However, trust is an issue, and unless you are 100% certain that your suppliers are totally accurate, some form of checking will need to take place. This can take the form of a random check of certain product lines rather than checking the whole consignment. A count of total products may be enough. A number of retailers have introduced good faith receiving, where products are accepted into a distribution center or a store without checking on arrival. Random checks are undertaken and any discrepancies found are charged to the supplier on a prorated basis. This enables drivers to continue with their deliveries and pressurize suppliers to increase the accuracy of their shipments. This can be extended to other operations, providing agreements can be made with the suppliers. There is a trade-off here between the time it takes to check inbound deliveries, the delay in the product being entered into the system and available for sale, the number of discrepancies found and the time it takes to deal with them. The utilization of barcode scanners has speeded up the process significantly and improved accuracy. Products can be scanned and the details compared in real time, with the expected quantities to determine any discrepancies. Once scanned, the goods can be moved directly to the next staging point, the quality control, a forward pick pace reserve storage, or the dispatch bay for cross-docking. The introduction of RFID will further reduce checking time at the receiving bay, Products that have tags fitted can be recognized and counted immediately on entry to the warehouse, and details passed on to real time to the warehouse management system. The goal of most warehouses is to increase the throughput rates and reduce the amount of stock held. Cross-docking is a process where products are moved directly from goods into dispatch bays. This replaces the need to place the product into the store and any subsequent picking operations. Cross-docking needs to fill the support of suppliers as to how they present the product. This includes clear labeling and advance notice of arrival, together with accurate on-time delivery. Cross-docking requires systems to identify the product that needs to be cross-docked, and a process needs to be in place to recognize and alert staff. Once checked in, the products should be taken directly to the dispatch area, to their floor or temporary rack location, recorded on the system, alerting staff that the product is now awaiting dispatch. Other points to take into account include the amount of space available at the inbound and outbound areas. Sufficient space is key to moving products quickly and safely. Any congestion in these areas will slow up the process and lead to tension between teams. There also needs to be a well-marked staging area where the products can be placed prior to dispatch. An area of the drive-in racking can assist in marshaling loads for particular collections. Cross-docking is used significantly in the movement of perishable goods through the supply chain, and retailers use this system in their distribution centers where they receive products from multiple suppliers, sort and consolidate them for onward shipments to different stores. Depending on the product, there could be a requirement to record more than just the standard data, such as product code, description, and quantity on arrival. Other information could include batch or lot numbers and serial numbers. Barcode scanning, which we'll look later on into the lectures, is ideal for this type of data capture. It is accepted that certain products will require more stringent checking on the receipt. These include high-value items, food, hazardous goods, temperature, sensitive products, and pharmaceuticals. New suppliers will also fall into this category. An area close to the receiving bay should be set aside to spot check items on arrival. This needs to be done as promptly and as efficiently as possible so as to avoid congestion and to get the products onto the system quickly.